Let's be honest, everyone you meet is wearing a mask. That smile? It could be hiding resentment. That kind word? It might just be a tool. We're all living in a world of performances, where people show you what they want you to see, not who they truly are. But what if I told you there are two simple, unconscious tells that make that mask completely vanish? These aren't some complex psychological theories you need a PhD to understand. They're tiny, everyday moments that, once you learn to spot them, will change how you see people forever. So, pay close attention, because after this, you won't be able to unsee them. How do you really know who someone is? Words are cheap. Anyone can say, "I'm a good person." Anyone can promise you the world. And anyone can put on a show of kindness when they know they're being watched. But a performance needs an audience. It needs a reason. The second the audience leaves, or the reason disappears, the show stops. And in that moment, the truth of someone's character doesn't just whisper, it screams. The great Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, a pioneer in understanding our hidden selves, knew this better than anyone. He gave us concepts like the persona, which is the social mask we all wear to fit in, and the shadow, the unconscious closet where we hide all the parts of ourselves we don't want to admit, even to ourselves. Jung believed true character isn't what we say. It's what we do when we think no one's watching. The two signs you're about to learn are the ultimate character test because they sneak right past the conscious mind. They aren't big, dramatic gestures. They are small, almost invisible moments that act like windows into a person's soul. They show you the difference between real empathy and just acting nice. Get ready, because you're about to see the world with a brand new pair of eyes. Number 1, the first tell how they treat people who can do nothing for them. The first, and maybe the most powerful, sign of someone's true character is how they treat people who have no power to help or hurt them. I'm not talking about how they act around their boss or how charming they are on a first date. I'm talking about their interaction with the waiter, the janitor, the rideshare driver, or the stranger on the street asking for directions. These are the moments when the usual rules of social game don't apply, and a person's raw, unfiltered nature comes out to play. The psychology here is fascinating. Jung would say this is a dance between the persona and the shadow. Our persona is our polite, public-facing self. It's helpful and agreeable because it knows this behavior gets us what we want: approval, a promotion, a second date. It's strategic. But what happens when the person in front of you can't offer you any of that? When, in the cold calculus of social status, they're unimportant? The persona takes a break. It doesn't see the point in performing. And right there, in that gap, the shadow can creep out. The shadow holds our hidden impatience, our arrogance, and our sense of entitlement. So, if someone is genuinely kind and patient with the server who gets their order wrong, they're not doing it for a reward. They're doing it because respect is baked into their very being. That kindness is real. On the other hand, if a person is dismissive, rude, or cruel to someone in a service role, you're getting a crystal clear look at their operating system. It tells you their kindness is a tool, not a trait. It's reserved for people they consider important. This reveals a deep-seated belief that people are only valuable if they're useful. Think about how this plays out. In dating, it's a massive red flag. You're out with someone who is laying on the charm, making you feel like the center of the universe. Then, the waiter makes a tiny mistake. The charm evaporates. A cold, demanding tone snaps into place. In that split second, they've just given you a terrifying preview of your own future. They're showing you exactly how they'll treat you once you're no longer a prize to be won, but an inconvenience to be managed. In the workplace, it's the manager who's all smiles for their own boss but belittles the interns and ignores the cleaning staff. They don't see a team, they see a ladder. People above are for impressing, and people below are for stepping on. This person will never be a true leader because their respect isn't given freely, it's allocated strategically. In friendships, it's the friend who only hits you up when they need something. They're all ears when the conversation is about them, but the moment you're the one in need, they're suddenly so busy. It's not a friendship, it's a transaction. Watch for these moments. They're quiet, but they're brutally honest. Character isn't how someone treats their equals. It's how they treat those they think are beneath them. Because when there's nothing to gain, there's no reason to be anything but exactly who you are. If this is starting to click and you're seeing the people around you a little differently, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about decoding the world around us so we can live better, more authentic lives. Number 2, the second tell how they handle their promises. The second, equally revealing sign of character is how someone handles their commitments, especially the small ones. We tend to focus on big, life-altering promises, but a person's integrity is really written in the fine print of their daily life. Do they do what they say they'll do? The psychology here is all about reliability and self-respect. Our social mask, the persona, loves making promises. It's easy to say, "I'll call you later," or "I'll send you that link." It makes us look good and agreeable in the moment. But actually doing it? That takes effort. That means honoring your word even after the initial excitement is gone. Keeping a promise, no matter how small, shows that your actions and words are aligned. It proves you're guided by an internal compass of integrity. When someone consistently breaks their small promises, it shows a huge gap between who they pretend to be and who they actually are. Their words are just part of the costume. Each broken promise is a tiny betrayal, communicating that their comfort is more important than your trust. Now, this isn't about one accidental slip-up. We're all human. This is about a pattern of unreliability. Think about it. If you can't trust someone to return a text or show up on time, how on earth can you trust them with your feelings, your secrets, or your future? Integrity isn't a switch you flip for important stuff. It's a muscle you build through thousands of small, consistent reps. Let's see how this shows up. In dating, it's the person who says, "I'll call you at 7, and then calls at 10 with a casual excuse, if they call at all. It's the one who makes enthusiastic plans for Saturday, only to cancel last minute because something came up. These aren't just flakes, they're demonstrating, action by action, that you are not a priority. In a professional setting, it's the colleague who's always missing small deadlines. "I'll have that to you by noon," they say, but it shows up the next day. They promise to handle a client email, but you end up doing it yourself. This isn't just annoying, it kills team morale and shows a deep lack of professional respect. In friendships, it's the friend who's full of great intentions but has zero follow-through. They say, "We have to get together soon," but never actually make a plan. They forget your birthday after you told them the date last week. A strong friendship is built on mutual effort. It's knowing you can count on someone for the small stuff. Don't write off these little broken promises. They're data points. They're evidence. Character isn't about one grand gesture, it's about the 1,000 small promises you choose to keep every single day. So, there you have it. The 2 keys to unlocking someone's true character: how they treat people who can do nothing for them, and whether they keep their promises. The first reveals their capacity for empathy. The second reveals their integrity. Together, they paint a picture of the person behind the performance that's startlingly clear. This isn't about becoming cynical or judgmental. It's about becoming wise. It's about protecting your energy and your peace. It's about choosing to build relationships on the solid ground of real character, not the shifting sands of a charming act. And finally, turn that lens back on yourself. This knowledge isn't just a window, it's also a mirror. How do you treat people when you think no one's looking? Do you keep the small promises you make to others, and just as importantly, to yourself? The path to understanding character always begins at home. By working to be a person of real empathy and solid integrity, you won't just attract better people into your life, you will become a source of trust in a world that desperately needs it. What have you learned from watching these 2 things in your own life? Share a story in the comments about a time you saw someone's true colors revealed in one of these ways. Your experience might be the exact thing someone else needs to read today.